your homework. I asked you to choose one type of scientist and write what they do. What scientist did you choose? Yes, Noob.
This is my homework.
Aha.
Scientist is the scientist that I choose is zoologist. What does the scientist do? She or he still studies about animals.
Okay.
What are some observations that the scientist makes? Make an observation about growth of animal. Make an observation about something that animal need to live and grow: air, water, food, shelter. Make an observation of animals' life cycle.
Noob. Excellent. Good job. Well done. Really, really good job, Noob. Yeah, go Noob. Excellent. Right. Can anyone beat that? Because that was awesome. Noob gave us a presentation about what he chose. That was really, really good, Noob. Well done. Lambi, what scientist did you choose?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Alexander Graham Bell. Okay, cool. What type of scientist was Alexander Graham Bell?
He makes telephones.
What we're going to look at today is a scientific method. Now, up to now, we've been kind of looking at, what everything is, okay? So we know that, science is the study of natural and physical things. And the job of a scientist is to further that information or further our knowledge in any of those particular topics. So you spoke about anthropology, we spoke about a mathematician. Their job is to go, okay, well, hold on, what do we know about anthropology at the moment? What do we know about how people act or how people used to act or their behaviors? What do we know about maths now? Let's take that further. What do I see? How do I make that better? What am I going to do to make that better? So they go ahead and make it better. Now, the ways in which they do that are through observation. We saw that observation is looking at something very carefully in order to study it, understand it, know what's going on, right? So they then make a hypothesis. They decide, okay, well, hold on, I've seen this. The reason this acts like this is because of this. So once they've made an observation, they see what's going on, they then make a hypothesis about what they think is going on, and then the last step is to run an experiment to test whether their hypothesis is correct. So they've done the investigation and the observation and stating what the hypothesis is. They then go ahead and create an experiment. The experiment allows them to test and observe the hypothesis and observe their results. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because I'm going to talk to you about the scientific method. Now, what you see here in this picture, when it loads, you're probably going to go, what has this got to do with science? But I'm going to ask you very, very quickly, what do you think a method is? Who can tell me what they think a method is? Billy.
I think a method is a plan that we need to do something.
Yeah, okay. Okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be a plan though. A method can just be the way that you do something. So if you look at that picture, you've got the hot dog, the suksik, and he's there, and he's cutting it into the shape of this little man. That is one method to cut a hot dog, to cut some sausage. Let me rephrase this in a way, because this might make more sense to you. All of you do something, okay? And you all have a different method of doing it. What is something that you all do, but is different in some small way? Yes, Noob.
Play.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Right, 100%. You all play. You all play in different ways. You all play to make yourself happy, but you don't all play the exact same way, right? Yeah, you all have a different method to playing. Yeah, Noob, good job. What else? What else do you do that's the same but different? You have a different way of doing it. I'm going to help you. So what do you all do that's different? I just showed you. I am going to allow you to do this one time only. Well, maybe another time. What I'm going to let you do is I want you all to write on my screen. I want you to write your names on my screen. And what we'll see is the different methods that people use to write on my screen. So just write your names, please. Okay, right. Here an example of different methods. So people who are very clever and decided I don't want to have to write like Noob, and whoever decided to write Billy is and Emily before she ran away because she knows she's in the wrong class. They are different, once again, different methods, quick and easy. You can see Kimmy. Kimmy wrote Kimmy one way, two ways, and three ways. None are the same. On, yeah, again, not really the same. Billy, it's very big. It's all over the place. Whoever Ba is, good job, Ba. But what you can see is they're all different ways of doing something, okay? So when you're talking about what a method is a way to do something. Now, when it comes to science, the difference is that there is a specific method that you want to follow. You want to be following step by step in order to make sure you get one, accurate test results, and two, you want to make sure it's being done the right way. So it's just another example of a method. Here is a way to get a bed in and out of a building. I just thought this video was quite funny. So it's a method is a way to do something. There can be more than one way to do something, but sometimes following one method is best. So, okay. So this is an example of a scientific method, okay? So for what we've been doing so far, 1, 2, and 3 are the main sections. We've kind of done 4, 5, and 6 when we spoke about engineering, but we didn't talk about it from science point of view. But so a scientific method we're going to be like this, okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to make an observation. We're going to look, we're going to see, we're going to smell, we're going to hear, we're going to do all the things that are needed in order to figure out what's going on. 2, we ask the question. So the question will be the hypothesis. So if Ryan looks really sleepy, it is because he's really tired, right? No, I just could be sleepy. And then the next thing you're going to do is plan and conduct an experiment. So 1, you make an observation. 2, you make the hypothesis. 3, you plan the experiment. 4 are just doing the experiment, figuring out if the hypothesis is correct. 5, draw a conclusion. Okay, what happened in the experiment? Did the experiment happen the way I wanted it to? And then last thing will be communicate the results. We talk about the results, talk about what happened, what went wrong, what went right, etc., etc., etc. So let's go back to this one. So first thing a scientist is going to do is what? Please show me your hands. Winter, what? Please tell me, what does a scientist do first?
Make an observation.
Yes, observation. Okay, so the first thing that goes in here is an observation. Okay. And what? Then they make what? So they make an observation, they find out what's going on. What happens next? Pumpkin, what do they do next?
They make a test.
No, not a test. It begins with H. That long word,
hypothesis.
Yes, good job. So they make a hypothesis. When they wish to test their, again, it's hypothesis. They conduct what? What do they do to test their hypothesis? Joey, what does a scientist do to test their hypothesis?
Experiment.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so They conduct an experiment. They must always make the experiment a what kind of test? What kind of test must they always make the experiment? Billy.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, fair. Fair test. You have to make it a fair test, right? When we have a fair test, we need to make sure that all the variables are the same. So this is a scientific method, okay? First thing a scientist does is make an observation. Then they make a hypothesis. When they wish to test their hypothesis, they conduct an experiment. They must always make the experiment a fair test. That is a scientific method, okay? That is a start to finish of how a scientist will approach a new situation. Okay, we have less than 1 minute left. I want to make sure we get this. I will set. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, I'm going to send you this this presentation. It's got a video in it of some experiments that you can do at home. They're really simple, not very hard. They don't need a lot of materials either. For your homework, what I want you to do is I'll send you a Google form. Choose a famous scientist and write about them. What did they study? What did they discover? What are some famous experiments of theirs? Understand? Anyone have any questions?
No.
No questions. Okay, fantastic. Have a great weekend. Goodbye. I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.